Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing another get ready with me using new products. Now, some of these products I've purchased and some of them were sent to me. I kind of like to do these videos with some of my newer stuff that I've got in the past few weeks and kind of test them out and show them on camera. And a lot of these I have used once or twice, but they're all fairly new to me, so I can kind of give you guys my thoughts and opinions. So the first thing I'm going to be putting on is some lip balm. I just got this new one from Fresh. It is their Sugar Lip Caramel Hydrating Balm. I just always need to have my lips hydrated, so I'm just going to dip my finger in here. It literally looks like caramel, and it smells amazing. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my lips just to keep them hydrated while I do my makeup. And then I'm going to go ahead and prime with my Bare Minerals The Good Hydrations Primer. This one just came out recently from Bare Minerals, and they came out with the hydrating one, and there's also one for combination oily skin. This one has a silky texture that dries to a smooth, radiant finish. It reduces the appearance of dryness and fine lines for a smooth canvas. So I thought that was really cool. And I have used this a few times, and it's pretty good. It's definitely not what I was expecting because it's actually kind of thick when you put it on. But I do like it because it's not like overly glowy, if that makes sense, or overly hydrating, because I do have more combination skin. But this is the one that they sent me, so that's the one I've been using. And I have been liking to use a more hydrating primer lately. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes. You guys know I love to do my eyeshadow first, so I'm going to do that real quick off camera, and then we'll get into the palettes I'm going to be using today. So I am going to be using two palettes today, but I'm going to start with the Sephora Pro Palette. This one is the warm one, and I actually have not even used this yet, so this is the very first time I'm using it. This is the one that looks kind of like the Natasha Denona palette. It has so many colors in there. So what I like to do first is set my eye primer. So I always just take a neutral cream color like this, and I'm just going to set my entire eye with that. Now this palette is pretty pricey for Sephora brand. It's like $60, but it's supposed to be a better quality. The shadows right now seem to be a little bit powdery. Just mostly this cream one right now does, for sure. In my crease, I'm gonna go in with this like taupey brown right there. And I'm just gonna put that a little bit above my crease area. I'm kicking up a lot of powder from this color, I will say that. Very powdery palette, but it is really pigmented. I got a little too much pigment than what I was wanting, so I'm going to try to blend that out a little bit more because I do want to go in with some other colors. Next, I'm going to mix this like shimmery red with this more matte brown because I want a more red tone look, but there's not a lot of like reds in the palette, so I'm just going to like dab in right there just a little and then dab into this. And this one I'm going to put also in my crease area and a little bit mostly towards the outer corner of the eye. Next I'm going to go in with this deep chocolate brown down here, and I'm going to focus that my outer corner and into my crease just a little bit, and I'm using a really small brush. This one's my Luxie Mini Tapered 121 brush. Yeah, I am just gonna blend that up a little bit.
It's delicious.
Alright, so I like how those shades blended, so that makes me happy. The only drawback to this palette is that it just has a ton of powder kick up, but I don't have a lot of fallout, which is great. So I don't mind that it's powdery as long as I don't have a bunch of fallout over my face. Next step, I'm going to take the Too Faced Glitter Glue, and I'm going to attempt to make a cut crease. I'm not very good at them because I'm like super new to them. This is kind of like a half cut crease, so not like a full on one because I am not that talented, but I'm just going to take this glitter glue and just put it right along my crease and into all the areas that I want to place down our glitter. So I'm just carving out my crease basically. And then I'm using the Too Faced Glitter Palette. Isn't this such a fun packaging? I love the sequins in it. And then we're gonna go in with Rosé All Day right here. And I'm gonna pack this on top of that glitter glue. And with this eye palette, you really need the glitter glue to make it work. In my opinion, it should have came with one because that would have made perfect sense to me, because you really need that as your base because it helps that glitter adhere. Otherwise, it looks a mess if you don't have it. And of course, I'm going to blend that a little bit in. So there's my half cut crease. I'm not very good at it. Anyways, I think it's really gorgeous, but you have to be careful of those glitters. They have a lot of fallout, but I enjoy this because I love to do stuff like this when I just use one shade at a time with my whole look and just have a pop on the lid, and that's normally what I'll do. And I really enjoy it for that, but it does have a lot of fallout. I don't hate this palette, but I don't think it's like a must-have. But if you guys like to do just like pops of color or pops of sparkle, then you might like it, but I do really think it should have came with the glitter glue. I'll just go ahead and do the other eye off camera, and then we'll get into the next step. Okay, back to the Sephora Pro Palette. I'm gonna do, let's see, this mauve-y purpley color. I'm gonna smudge that on my lower lash line. So I'm gonna leave my eyes like this, and I'm gonna start on my foundation and concealer. For foundation, I have a brand new one from Bare Minerals. This is their Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation. They did send me this last week, and I've been trying it all week, and let me tell you guys already, I'm obsessed with it. Like, this is my new go-to. It is supposed to give a blurring soft focus effect to your skin, kind of like an Instagram filter. And it has a breathable and creamy formula with a natural matte finish, and it also improves the appearance of skin's texture over time, which I thought was really cool. And they have 30 shades, which is great. Thank you, Bare Minerals, for doing a ton of shades. I hate when foundations do like 10 shades. That is so annoying. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and apply this for you guys. I am in shade Aspen 04, and I'm using their Luxe Performance brush. So I'm gonna pump 2 pumps onto my brush, and I kind of like to do little swiping motions for applying this, because this brush has a flat edge right here, so it's easier just to swipe it on instead of buffing. So that's what I'm gonna do. I will say the brush is not my favorite. I haven't tried it with any of my other brushes, but I have tried it with the Beauty Blender, and I love it with the Beauty Blender. But I feel like with this brush, I use a ton of product because I feel like it just doesn't cover enough with this brush. I don't know. I'm really picky with my brushes. My favorite brush of all time is the Sigma F80. That one just can never do me wrong, but I'm just really picky. I need a little bit extra around my chin area because that's where I have a lot of acne scars. I had to shut my blinds because I felt like it was just way too bright and washing me out. So now I just have my ring light on, and the lighting might have changed a little bit. I'm gonna use the new Dior Forever Undercover concealer. I don't know if this will be a good match or not. It looks a little bit dark, but I have not even used this yet. So let's go ahead and try it out. I'm gonna let that sit just a minute while I do my eyeliner. For my eyes, I'm going to use this brand new Urban Decay Glide On Pencil in the shade Alkaline. This is from their Naked Heat collection. And I'm going to line my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my winged liner off camera because I'm literally just using the Kat Von D Trooper, which I always use. Alright, hopefully those are even. I don't know, I've just been getting into winged liner recently. Again, I used to be obsessed. I used to do it all the time, and I just kind of stopped. And you know, if you kind of stop, you kind of like lose the hang of it or forget how to do it, kind of, which is me totally. So hopefully it doesn't look horrible. If it does, try not to judge me too hard. I'm just getting back into it. Alright, so there's the Dior concealer. It's not super thick. It's kind of a weird finish. It almost just feels really matte. I don't know, but I feel like it doesn't get a lot of product out. I don't know, we'll have to see. Let me set it. So I'm gonna use the new Lancome translucent powder, silky loose powder. And I'm just using my Sigma tapered face brush. And I'm just gonna set that in. And then I'm also gonna dust this along the face and just blend that into my foundation. Because I like to set my foundation right away so it doesn't feel sticky or make my contour or blush look funny. Before I forget, let's do mascara. I'm gonna use this brand new one. I haven't used this yet. This is from Buxom. It's their Big Tease Plumping Mascara. So let's see what this does. This wand is almost like, it's kind of like it goes out and then a little bit tapered at the bottom. I don't hate it. It's very separating, which I love in a mascara. I hate when stuff clumps up, and this one does not clump at all. Yeah, it's making my lashes look really nice. I was thinking about wearing falsies for this video, but I think I'll be good with just mascara. Alright guys, there's my lashes for ya. I really do like that mascara, so I'm very impressed with that. Now, let's move on to some contouring and highlighting. I'm using this Kevyn Aucoin Contour Book Volume 2 that I got from Octoly, which I'll link that down below if you guys don't know. It's a website where different creators, or if you're on Instagram, have a pretty good following. You can apply for different items and to review. So, let's see. This one has a cream and a sculpting powder. I think I'm just gonna use the powder because the cream kind of scares me, to be honest. I'm gonna use my Bdellium Tools 990 brush. It's my favorite bronzer brush ever. You know what? I haven't used a cool tone bronzer, or, well, technically this is a contour, in forever. I've always been using the warm tones. So when I first started my channel, I was really into the cool tones, like NYX Taupe blush used to be my favorite contour powder. Like, you can kind of tell this has almost like a gray-ish undertone, so it's really good if you guys have really fair skin, because there's no hint of orange in there. But you have to be really careful with this stuff because I feel like it's kind of patchy, and I don't have that problem with many of my products. But that one just looks a little patchy to me. Like, it got a little patchy right there. No, I just feel like that looks weird on me. I don't know if I like it. It is super cool. Super, super cool toned. But you know what? We can warm it up with a little blush. So let's do that. Alright, so I'm using my Anastasia blush again. And I'm going to take this peach shade. This is in the color Blank. This is in the color Kashi, which I totally used this in my other tutorial, but it's still new, so I'm going to use it again. And I'm just going to blend this a little bit above my contour. And that'll just give us a little bit more color. Just not used to that cool tone. It's so weird that I used to be totally into that color, and now it's just like really hard for me. I'm going back into my contour book, and I'm going to take the Candlelight Cream shade up here. And I'm going to use that with my fingertip and just gently tap that in. I'm taking my Sigma High Cheekbone Highlight Brush, and I'm going to use the Candlelight Powder from Kevyn Aucoin. Go right on top of that. And this highlight is so beautiful. This is something I can wear every day. It's not too intense, but it is just gorgeous. You can make it intense like this by adding that cream with it, which I love. So this is just a beautiful highlight for any skin tone. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my brows real quick off camera, and I'll be back to finish the lip. Lastly is lips, and I'm going to be using the Urban Decay lipstick in Fuel, which is a cream. This one's also part of their Naked Heat line. I think it matches perfectly with this look. So I'm not even going to line them. I'm just going to apply this. And then for a little shimmer, I'm going to take the Kevyn Aucoin lip topper in Copper. These are really pigmented, so this is going to be interesting. I'm just gonna lightly tap this, mostly right in the center of my lips. Alright you guys, that is the finished look for today's Get Ready With Me. I'll zoom you guys out. For my final thoughts, I'm actually really impressed with a lot of the products I used once again. I just am so amazed like how many good amazing makeup items there is out there, and there's just so many cool things and companies are coming out with so much good stuff, and there's not a lot of stuff that I'm hating right now. So far everything looks really good. The only iffy things was like the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder. I'm not sure if I love it, but I mean it looks good, but I feel like in person it's just a little bit muddy on my face and just a little patchy. But I love the highlighter and I love that Candlelight cream and Candlelight powder, but it also has a few different eyeshadow shades you can use as well. I just didn't like the contour. That Urban Decay stuff I tried was awesome. I love this purple underneath the eyes. I think that is just so stunning. Oh, it's gorgeous. And then I really like this lip color. The Kevyn Aucoin lip toppers are really pretty, as well as the Urban Decay lipsticks are just fabulous. The Lancome powder was actually really decent. It feels really nice on the face, and I was really nervous since it is so dark that it would look a little dark on me, but it actually is translucent, so that is awesome. The Glitter Bomb palette is pretty good. It's not like my favorite thing, but I do think it's fun to use for if you're looking for a certain look like how I did today. And then the Sephora Pro Palette, which is a little pricey, like I said, a little bit powdery, but I do think the shades were really nice, and if you're looking for something instead of like the Natasha Denona Sunset, I think it's a good one to get instead, because I did like it a lot better than the Sunset palette. I'm still undecided on the Dior concealer. I think it looks good now, but I think it does look pretty good, but we'll have to see how it holds up. I do feel like I can still see some darkness underneath my eyes, so it didn't cover amazingly, and Dior is pretty pricey, as you guys know, so I'm not sure if it was worth it. I was really impressed with the Buxom mascara. I thought that one was really good as well, so I'm probably forgetting something, but yeah, overall I think my look came out really good and a lot of the products did a good job. So that is going to be it for today's video. Let me know down below in the comments if there's anything in this video that you are wanting to try out, or that you're really excited to try or wanting to get. Or even let me know if you've had any failed products recently. I always like to hear about like your favorites and your failed products as well. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye guys.